Hey, welcome all to Barbie Boy Ventures. This is setting up a Google Classroom. So I've already talked about why you would want to do a Google Classroom to begin with, just to refresh your memory. I've tried several different things. I started off with a Google Classroom for the 21-22 school year and used it kind of like a checklist, which worked very well. Then I was like, well, I want to have them have more freedom and independence. So I put together a different type of checklist, printed it out. It's nice and colorful, put it in a dry erase sleeve, and gave it to them to check off themselves. This did not work. Trying to do once per week, twice per week, so on and so forth. No, my boys need structure. They're ADD and type A mother needs structure. So Google Classroom is the answer for that. Now, when you first get started with Google Classroom, you are going to need some things. A Google account. And I would suggest setting up a Family Link, which is an app on your phone, and you can add the kids' emails to that. My kids have never accessed their emails on their own, and most of it is from our Google Classroom or their Duolingo reminders, Scratch stuff, things that I have signed them up for using their emails. They don't go in there and check them though. It's mainly for me to sign them up for stuff. So there's no spam, no none of that, because if you use the Family Link, you set up all kinds of these guardrails that just cannot be crossed for your kids, which is great. And when you sign up and you don't have a classroom yet, this is what it is going to look like right here. All your classes have been archived, or you don't have any. Do you want to join one or create one? You're going to click Create. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one because I am separating out all of my subjects this year. Okay. So these steps I have already done for my other classes. And then you're going to add your students. If you have them in Family Link, for the most part, they're going to be right there up at the top. If you wanted to add your spouse, or if you wanted to add a caseworker that you needed, then you can add them as a teacher. All right, from here, I am going to have to go and connect with this particular class from my kids' email. Let me pause and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like on their end. Okay, and when they join the class, it'll populate in their list of classes, which is what shows up when they first log in themselves to Google Classroom. Now, as you can see, like my kids' jujitsu, they have some stuff that they put together, so I could add that class for him. And then I have all the other classes loaded up already. Let me redo this because I just did, there it is. All right. Let me show you the one that I set up and we will not be using after this summer. So on their end, I always told my boys to go straight to their calendars to see what to do. Now back in the day, what happened here? You would have everything listed. Thing about that is you can't change the colors or any of that on your end. And as I understand it, when I'm setting up my individual classes, this is my view, just to let you know, this is me. These are the colors that are going to populate. So when they have their calendar, they'll have different colors. And I'm probably going to change these colors based on their notebooks that I have at the house and align and color code everything. which I have not done yet. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just another one of my organizational things. For any given day, if you give it a due date, and I like to give mine times. So like if it's in the morning, I want you to do this first, and then second, and third, and fourth. Times are relative, but at least that way it kind of gives them a guideline. Now, mine has actually already done this, but he's actually still working on it. So I'm not going to mark it as done yet, but whenever they're done with their work, then all they have to do is come in here and mark it as done. Now, one of the things I like about the Google Classroom for sure is the fact that you can have grades. Okay, so when you set up your assignments, you can add a grade to it. So if you need to turn in grades for your documentation, there you go. It's automatically done for you. This actually saves as a spreadsheet in your Drive folder. So if you go to your Google Drive, I have a classroom folder that will automatically create whenever you do stuff. And here they are. And in here you'll see like I've made quizzes before and interactive slideshows for them to do, just like a Google Classroom like they would encounter in a school setting. And the grades are right here. So I exported these grades from Google Classroom before. This was last semester. And as you can see, it actually populates it for you. The problem is that it doesn't separate it out if you have it all in one classroom. So that's why I'm splitting them. And I can go over how to export and stuff like that in another video, managing your Google Classroom. But just to get it started, see my next video on creating assignments. As you can see here, I have several assignments already created. You can create assignments and add links to videos. This can be, take out your language lessons workbook, watch this first or listen to it as you do it. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And I think that's all I wanted to show you on how to create them. So I am going to keep going here. I have one more class to create, and I'll be able to come in and show you how to set these up with assignments as I'm creating assignments. I hope this is helpful. This is only step 2. Step 1 is figuring out if you want to use it, if it is a good thing for you. And step 2, create your classes. Step 3, populate your assignments.